Welcome to WatchMojo UK. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times Coronation Street went too far.
You see, back then, I wasn't sure I could kill, you know?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at the moments that crossed the line, taking the soap to places that were too dark or just a bit too far-fetched. Which Corrie storylines do you think went too far? Don't be shy and let us know in those comments. Number 10, the fire at Chesney and Gemma's. Coronation Street is no stranger to a house fire, but the targeting of Chesney and Gemma felt a bit like an instructional video on how to commit arson. While the quads coughed and spluttered in the bedroom upstairs, a rag doused in lighter fluid was fed through the letterbox and set alight.
Where are the kids? Are they alright?
You could argue that subjecting Gemma to 4 children in one go was already taking things too far, and dream sequences involving an escaped pram and a baby in the washing machine also caused a few Ofcom complaints. But viewers condemned the fire as especially irresponsible, as it could have caused copycat behaviour. Number 9, Jason Grimshaw makes a pass at Gail.
That was quick. They only rang half an hour ago.
Well, we aim to please. We aim to get off for the weekend.
Back in 2004, builder Jason was dating hairdresser Candice, although you may remember him better as the one-time husband of Sarah Platt. However, Sarah wasn't the first of the family to catch his eye. Some hints from his boss, Charlie Stubbs, implying that female customers may expect something a little extra from their handyman, caused unexpected trouble when Jason dropped in to fix Gail Platt's radiators.
Good-looking lad like you, but you've got all the girls after you.
Yeah, well, you're not so bad yourself. No, I mean it. I like older.
When Gail answered the door in a silky dressing gown, Jason, never the sharpest tool in the box, took it as an open invitation. Far-fetched? The rest of the street certainly thought so. Funny though.
Bye.
Number 8, Jeff feeds Yasmin her pet chicken.
Yasmin! Dinner's ready!
The psychological abuse of Yasmin Metcalf, inflicted by her husband Jeff, had Corrie fans gripped for over a year, but it wasn't an easy watch. The soap worked with charities such as Women's Aid to ensure the storyline was sensitively handled. However, certain scenes still proved too much for some. When Yasmin came down to a home-cooked roast dinner, only to discover that Jeff had tricked her into eating her beloved pet chicken, viewers reached for the remote.
Good. I thought she might be a bit dry, being an older bird.
Although some praised the writers for drawing attention to the issue of coercive control in relationships, the episode still gained its fair share of Ofcom complaints.
Oh my!
Number 7, Tracy Barlow drugs Roy Cropper and takes him to bed. Which current Corrie cast member was once named Patience Cropper? That would be Amy, once believed to be the child of Roy, as in Roy's Rolls, and Tracy Barlow, conceived after she spiked his drink at Peter's wedding and got him into bed.
Right. Come on. Let's get you upstairs, eh?
Until a stint in Weatherfield's prison mellowed her a bit, Tracy was the street's resident villainess.
Let's just get your clothes off first, eh?
And one of the worst and most ridiculous things she ever did was to sell Roy and Hayley the child they had longed for, only to snatch it away after revealing she never actually slept with Roy. A relief for viewers, yes, but still really mean.
I'm very sorry, Roy.
Number 6, Billy the Vicar takes drugs in church.
Where did you get this?
Doesn't matter. I need more methadone.
Speaking of the Barlows and drug-related incidents, many viewers were disturbed by a more recent storyline involving Adam Barlow, who intentionally got the vicar hooked on prescription meds. On discovering that Billy caused his mother's death in a car crash many years previous, Adam sought vengeance.
Billy caused Susan's crash.
He was there, and he did nothing. He fled the scene. Which hospital was he in?
Uncle Peter Barlow had already thrown Billy off a cliff, but that was accidental and clearly not considered sufficient punishment. The storyline culminated in a ruined Billy, unable to get access to the methadone he needed, accepting heroin from a dealer, and shooting up in church.
This must be what heaven feels like.
The episode received a barrage of viewer complaints, both from those who considered it blasphemous and from those who were concerned about the depiction of drug use before the watershed. Number 5, Bethany Platt is groomed.
Hey, work your magic.
Coronation Street has often been a trendsetter with tackling important issues and has not shied away from the darker topics in recent years. Storylines including assault on a male, revenge porn, and the death of a child have been carefully researched and effectively told, but can sometimes seem like a world away from the Corrie of yesteryear. The grooming of Bethany Platt was particularly difficult for many viewers to watch.
Nathan was spot on when he said we'd hit it off.
The teenager fell under the spell of a manipulative older boyfriend, Nathan, who took her to sinister parties where she was taken advantage of by members of a sex ring and later almost sold into slavery abroad. The storyline received a number of complaints, but also much praise from charities for raising awareness. Number 4. Who assaulted Toya Battersby?
I suppose they never do. They never find him. It could be anyone.
When Toya Battersby was attacked by an unknown assailant, it was the first time in 40 years that Corrie had depicted this kind of assault. This was a time for treading carefully, but instead they scripted a week-long whodunit.
Toya, my friend, what's the matter?
Stay away from me!
While alone in the house with her friend Phil, Toya eventually realized that he was her attacker, leaving Peter Barlow, who for some reason had been labeled the prime suspect, to break down the front door and rescue her.
Come here! Come here! Don't let me! Please! Please don't let me!
The soap was criticized for sensationalizing the assault and also for failing to provide helplines for those who may have been affected. Number 3, John Stape. Serial killer, a nice guy.
It's time to tell Fizz the dirty truth about John Stay! No!
When first on the Cobbles, John was a kind but bumbling teacher who fell for fan favourite Fizz Brown before getting caught up in an affair with schoolgirl Rosie Webster. By the time of his demise 4 years later, he was an ex-jailbird with 3 kidnappings, a stolen identity, and 2 murders under his belt. Plus, there was that body he had hidden under the factory.
I took Charlotte's body down the back of the ginnel behind the corner shop and I threw the hammer over the wall.
Soon after baby Hope was born, he also jumped off the roof of Weatherfield Hospital and survived. The hapless serial killer is not an unfamiliar figure in soap, but John's story arc went beyond the bounds of plausibility. How did the writers get so carried away? All he wanted to do was teach.
All I ever wanted to do was teach. People died because I wanted to teach.
Number 2, the tram crash. Coronation Street celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2010. The first ever TV soap to reach this milestone, so the special celebratory episodes had to go off with a bang. That bang turned out to be the sound of the familiar Manchester tram from the title sequence crashing down off the tracks and ploughing into a number of our favourite characters. There were a couple of deaths revealed in the impressively handled live episode that covered the aftermath, and it was all very exciting. But looking back, the tram crash stands out as a bizarre disaster movie interlude in a program that is otherwise special effects free. It's a far cry from those early episodes anyway. Number 1, Phelan's gruesome double murder. Pat Phelan may be remembered as one of Corrie's most notorious villains, but his time on the street proved controversial. After kidnapping Andy Carver and holding him hostage for months, Phelan forced his prisoner to shoot a fellow captive before he finished Andy himself.
Because underneath it all, you are a good man, Pat. And you're no murderer.
You don't know me.
The episode was reported to Ofcom by over 500 viewers, with famous fans Michael Parkinson and Fern Britton also expressing concern at the shocking scenes. Still, Phelan's reign of terror continued, and the episode in which he added Luke to the murder toll received further complaints. Did it all get a bit too dark?
You killed him.
Yes, I killed him.
ITV thought not, reminding us that after almost 5 years, Phelan was well established as a villain whose evil actions would come as no surprise to viewers. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.